Boom, what's happening? What's going on? What it do? I think it's been around like 2 to 3 months since I last did a video in here, let alone a closet story where I was pretty much talking about how you can get a job paying $30 off of the Indeed app. But I'm not here to obviously talk about that because before I even had that, I kind of had an issue regarding me being at my high school, and I pretty much greened out for the first time. I think we've all had those moments where like we just want to get out of like our normal space while we're going to the same area every single day. It came to the point where, I'm in high school for like 2 years. I'm doing the same shit over and over. And it came to a point where like, I wanted to, something different for a change. So with that being said, with me continuing this story, I think everyone should already know like the things that I do regarding to my health or what I do, within my health. I've done a lot of things that people shouldn't be doing. So I think everyone should already know. You should obviously tell by what I just did just now. And I think I'm gonna just say this respectfully, because when it comes to me making videos, I want people to understand that everything that I do is for a big reason. And it also has to do with having a good space within how you make your content and how you speak within making your content. So you guys should know this clearly that I do smoke weed. The first time I smoked weed was when I was 12 years old. It was off of a pen back then. I started doing it a lot often when I was in high school. I started doing it around the age of 15, and I pretty much have been doing it ever since from there. So I pretty much started doing it a lot during like my sophomore year in high school, because like I used to hang around with juniors and seniors. I never really hung around with people my grade around this time, and I felt like it was because I was like taken into like the varsity football team when I was like in my freshman year going into the off season. Literally all of the coaches literally had me work out with like the grown folks. I think they like moved me to like the other locker room like during my freshman year. Literally I'm hanging out with like 17 and 18-year-olds. Also all my friends is older brothers too, because I pretty much know like somewhat of like the people that I was with in my grade, and I know like they're older brothers from like in the past, obviously. Now I'm gonna be so 100 when I say, when you get like that first high that you ever have, it really feels different. Like everyone gets their own different perspectives of the highs that they get from smoking weed. The type of high that like I got, or like the type of experience that it felt when I was high, it kind of felt like I was like young again, in my opinion. Because when I was young, I hardly like thought about things at the time, and like I would keep myself in a zone, that space. I would always zone out when it like came to everything when I was young. So when I used to smoke, or like the first time I would like smoke with like older people and stuff like that, it wasn't a point where like, what I'm saying, I would actually inhale. Like everyone knows, like your first time smoking, you really don't inhale that shit, because you don't know what the fuck that shit's gonna do to you. You just blow it. You just get one puff in, and then you blow it out from there, really. But I didn't actually start feeling it until this one time I had came from like a summer workout. I don't know if I should say his name, but I low-key want to, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be turned up like how I am right now. Literally. I mean, even if it wasn't for him too, I mean, he gave me rides back home, even though he lived in my neighborhood. So literally, shout out fucking Trey Miller. Literally, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be having vibes with this shit, to be honest with you. So I'm in his car, right? And he's driving me. Well, we're basically driving back to our neighborhoods, right? He obviously had a pen with them, which he always does. So he always lets me hit it like that sometimes, but I wouldn't really like inhale it that much. If he saw that one time, right? The moment he called me lacking, I had to face the gas. So your boy inhales it for real for the first time, right? My lungs literally feel like they passed out for like a split second, and they just came right back. I'm like coughing, but this is like a weird cough, fam. You know when you get those coughs when like you can really feel it? This cough was like I actually had to cough it out for real, for real. You feel what I'm saying? It hit different. 30 seconds go by, and like as I'm like staring, I guess you could say the sky or just stuff while we're driving, it kind of felt like I wasn't blinking. It literally felt like I dead ass was not blinking, knowing that I was. That was literally my very first high. I kid you not, bro. I literally got fried in my nigga's car, bro. And I told him too, like, yo, bro, phone, bro. And he knew I was fried, bro. This man knew I was turned. It was so lit when he saw me like that. I was like, yo, what is going on right now? So boom, right? 5 minutes go by. Throughout those 5 minutes, while we were driving to his house, at first I had thought I wanted to like get dropped off, but I'm like, shit, let me go and take this gas to the max. So I told bro, you know what? Bro, I'm finna watch you play. Bro, I think he was playing Apex. Yeah, I watched him play Apex, and this nigga is cold as fuck. Playing all games, in my opinion, even when he's high as hell to the max. I'm literally going to like his house and shit. He's playing Apex, and I'm literally getting so freaking like toted off this man's pen. Everything that like around me is straight up a vibe. I kid you not. But I was literally vibing so much to everything that was around me, fam. I kid you not. This was the first time I ever knew that life could ever have a change with your mind off of a substance. Like I said, bro, everyone has their own experiences and their own, personnels over this shit. I can't even lie to you. The first personnel that I got was me thinking about a whole bunch of nostalgic and amazing shit around me. When I was brought back to the crib, movement was gone. I'm literally sitting back on my chair in my room, and I'm literally just laid back like, I'm literally doing this for like 2-3 hours. I'm closing my eyes and like slowly opening them to like see, like, I don't know why I did this. Literally, but like I literally did this shit for no fucking reason, right? I think I should fast forward because that was the first time I actually ever felt the high before, from smoking the gas. You feel me? And I feel like the more people that I got put on with this shit, my life with school was so much fun because of these fucking people. That is why I am going to fucking shout them the fuck out. Because if it wasn't for these people, they probably wouldn't have convinced me to even stay at a piece of shit high school regardless. You feel what I'm saying? Like, these niggas are the reason why I was vibing in school. Shout out to all the older people who put me on with the gas so I can be turned up high as fuck in the class, nigga. You feel me? Negro Dr. Seuss just gave a quote to all y'all old ass niggas. So, obviously, my nigga Trey was a senior. He hardly was able to be at the school. I was hardly able to hang out with him. But, in other words, there was another representative, real ass nigga that I was with. You know what? It's actually crazy. Because this man is probably one of the most coolest white boys that, like, I ever hanged out with. Like, no book. Like, when I think about it, bro, this nigga is straight up one of the most coolest. Like, this man literally made my sophomore year. This nigga is literally the Yota of how I knew how to get the gas. And the first time I actually met this nigga was actually off of football, to be honest with you, because he had played linebacker with me, to be honest. And bro, I was literally just like talking and chilling with bro and everything. I don't know like how it went to the point where like I would like smoke with them around school. I literally don't know like how it all started. I feel like it had to start off with like Trey. I feel like Trey put me on with them. Gavin, nigga, you gotta tell me how that shit started off. I ain't gonna lie to you. But literally, I'm getting fried like every beginning of the third period because of this nigga. The moment he saw a Hispanic or some ghetto ass hooligan and he knew he had the gas on him, he said, "Osa." I'm like, nigga, I am head face to this shit. Whenever he knew someone that got it, bro, this man put me on, bro. God bless this man, bro. And the girlfriend that he has, hopefully that it could be his wife, knowing how much in love those people have been since I have been a sophomore in high school. Because if it wasn't for this motherfucker, I literally would not be vibing out throughout my junior and senior year and having other people in that fucking school know what it like to vibe out because everyone saw me fucking cooked. Literally, I'm straight up in my classroom looking at niggas like this, man. Like, I got like one eye that's like down and like one eye that like stays up and all that stuff. I still like have that high look till this day, but like around that time it looked so obvious that I was fucked up. And to be honest with you, there's never going to be a time and day that I regretted when I was high as fuck. I mean, I don't think anyone regrets being high as fuck, except when you get exposed by it in a bad way, and that is where we come to this story, right? Now, I don't know how to like really put any facts or like truth into this, but I guess I can say the day after I greened out, we actually had a protest in our high school. I'll get into more detail with that after I tell you about this, but this all obviously starts off. I was outside. I was coming from the bus outside, and I see my nigga Gavin in the cut. You already know I'm walking right by this nigga, right? So we's literally walking through. I think we're walking through bathrooms, literally, like straight out the gate. Me and this nigga were straight up just walking to like every bathroom to see who had that shit, right? So we found this nigga, right? The thing about me when it came to like getting high and shit, I think I got a pen one time. Trey put me on with him like during the summer. You know, like I got like a 2G for like 50. I had it with me for like a month. I think I got two. I think I actually got two because I gave one to him. It was like I think they were called like Kush pods back then. Back to like the day I greened out, right? Because what I was just talking about was, you know, I did have like that Kush pod for like a month. I don't think I had like any type of high or anything like that throughout like the October, because I said I got it during the summer. So I definitely got it July and I had it from August. So throughout those 2 months within September and October, I basically, you know, wasn't on it, right? I would like, you know, hit it, or days where like I wouldn't have time to hit it and all that stuff. There were times where like, you know, Gavin would know that like niggas wouldn't have it, and he wouldn't know that niggas would have it. You know what I'm saying? He just knew all the connects or had to find all the connects in the school. This nigga was literally on a discovery hunt. And of course, Negro Dr. Seuss was going to cooperate within this hunt. But the day where I had came, or the day where I had like walked with Gavin, don't get me wrong, I definitely did it sometime within November, right? But it was probably within a point where I probably just did one hit for like, you know, 2 to 3 seconds. I don't smoke anything throughout that time being. And I think that was like 3 weeks ago, the day that I greened out from hitting a pen, right? The reason why I greened out was because I literally overhit the shit out of this thing, right? Me and this nigga Gavin go to like, we see this one fat Hispanic dude, right? And he knows that he got it on him off of like a text or something like that. Like I said, this nigga will always succeed within his discovery hunt, right? I don't know why, but I think either it was me or him. Yeah, I think it was him that was the first one to hit it before I did. When he told me to hit it, he told me that like it was clogged as hell. You really gotta like, you know what I'm saying, rip that bitch. He did tell me to rip it. I think I ripped that shit for 8 seconds, right? Because it was like clogged for some reason. Like I was going slow, and then like I'm speeding up as like time's going by. The moment it hits like 9 seconds, imagine like a train, right? Smoke is like erupting. It's like a volcano, right? That's what it felt like. Literally, it felt like a volcano of smoke was literally entering my entire body, right? I'm inhaling that shit, right? I'm literally hitting a 2G, possibly full, whether it was called a disposable or a pen or not. Mind you, I'm hitting this shit over 9 seconds. An eruption of smoke is entering my body. The fact that this was the first time I have ever consumed that much weed within my system, and I only do it for a regular one hit, 5 seconds. 5 seconds would be my max from the Kush pod, from any type of like, you know, substance that regarding from weed that I got, right? The moment I blow that shit out, no one's going to, you know, feel that right away. You know, you really just gotta go through life with it. By the time we get to the cafeteria, and I think we were talking to like these two girls, me and Gavin were like talking to these two girls, mind you, it was like 7:15 a.m. doing this. You could not make up how much of a vibe I was trying to get in that school. I'm hearing this one girl talk, and I kid you not, I turn, I look at the clock, I look back at her, and I look at Gavin, and it comes to the point where I no longer know what was going on. When I say that, her conversation stopped. I couldn't say stop because like I was listening, but like I wasn't listening at the same time. I was like hearing the words, but then like it was the moment I turned back, I couldn't hear the words. not only could I hear the words, it was like it was dark a little bit. Not too dark, but it was like I was getting dark. My entire like head, body was literally just being pushed without it being pushed. And I'm like just, standing in one place when it feels like I'm actually like falling or like moving or something like that. I feel like I'm breathing some different type of way. I feel like I'm going to like burst the fuck out. So, mind you, my heart starts beating fast, right? Because you realize that this is some type of high that you've never felt before, right? Your mind doesn't feel like it's cooperating with your body properly. That comes to the point when you get those two signs, right? Regarding any, like, type of high that you have, you're automatically going to have pressure within your heart. I think, like, that's probably why I had greened out at first, knowing how, like, fast my heart was beating. It had came to the point where I was fighting it more than trying to resist it. So the first period that I had was like a choir class or something like that. But it was during this first period, bro, where I was just fucked up to the core, right? I think we had to like move some equipment or something like that. My heart's beating fast. I don't know what the heck's going on, but I'm moving, right? I literally do not know why I did it, but I did it, right? I think I'm carrying stuff too while doing, like, mind you, right? I don't know why the F I'm doing this while being that fucked up, but I did this, right? Because I'm fighting the high while like trying to function from like trying not to collapse, and I'm lifting music equipment outside and inside. Like, what type of BS am I on, fam? When it comes to me falling, I'll do something that I made a mistake on mentally. I pretty much have a stubborn mindset where I don't want to, I guess lose from a mistake that I mentally did. By the time we're done setting out that equipment and I sit down, right? The moment you move around and you happen to sit down within your heart beating fast and you feeling like your body isn't functioning with your mind cooperatively, it comes to the point where it comes to the lower part. Well, I don't know if people have this issue, but it came to the point where my stomach started to have the issues, right? And this is not like a munchy issue. It literally felt like emptiness. I didn't know whether it did feel like there was some movement like happening in my stomach, without a doubt, right? But it felt empty at the same time. So mind you, this was like the weirdest feeling I had. And to be honest with you, when I think about it, like if I had it again, like right now, I wouldn't enjoy it knowing how much it like physically affected me. Like when you know that like weed has physically affected you, I guess hitting it too much or smoking it too much, it really comes to the point where like you really know that like it needs to be toned down a notch. I don't know why I ate, but I ate like some Cheez-Its or something like that, and that made it like, I don't know if it made it worse, but I think it did, because my eyes are literally like down here and they're like up at the same time, but it literally felt so bad. If you can say this was a bad high, I guess you could, but mind you, this was literally the first time I'm literally hitting a substance of weed over like 8 seconds. You feel what I'm saying? Off of me thinking that it was like super clogged when I really just wasn't inhaling it, hard enough from the start. You feel what I'm saying? Negro Dr. Seuss had some weak ass lungs, or, some weak ass breathe strokes, back when he was, getting off the Benjamins throughout that time, right? But I definitely did not get better off beating those Cheez-Its. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know why, but I took a photo like of my face to see what I looked like, and I extremely looked fucked up. It came to the point where like I'm taking a picture on camera roll instead of Snapchat. Kid you not, I'm literally taking a picture of my camera roll, and why when I have like Snapchat, you feel me? That's how you knew I was like downright just fucked up. First period's about to end, and I'm going to my second period, which was Spanish class. You already know, Negro Dr. Seuss don't know what's going on. The moment I get up on that desk in the classroom, I'm laying my head straight down. I'm laying my head down, right? The Spanish teacher like came up to me asking me if I was good. I don't know if I was able to speak properly or whatnot, but my movement was really like off. I would like get up and then I would just like lay my head right back down again, because I think it came to the point where I'd open my eyes and like it would actually hurt to like look up because like the light was just so bright. We had our classes for around, I think, 50 minutes. We had like 7 classes. By the time I got up, and this is to the point where like these Cheez-Its have been in my system, but it doesn't feel like they're digesting, right? And I'm sitting on a desk. So my entire body is kind of being laid up with how I just moved just now, right? If I laid down like this, then it wouldn't feel like there was like, I guess you can say there weren't any layers to, keep my back relaxed. When I get up, after going through all that stomach pain and my head literally spinning all over the place while my eyes are closed, you could literally tell that I was pretty much gonna break through from here. Now I end up getting up and our second period ends, so I'm walking in the hallway, right? Kid you not, my stomach was literally moving all over the place. It felt like it was moving all over the place throughout that second period of the next 50 minutes. And I'm sitting down, right? Mind you, when I'm in a choir class, right, you have to like stand up and all that shit. So there are times like I stood up and then I sat down. So like I was moving my body around while being so high within that starting point. And then you got the part where like I'm sitting down for like the next 50 minutes and I'm literally bending my entire like stomach after eating like Cheez-Its and stuff, because like my stomach won't like digest a lot that quicker if I like don't stand up. So but with all those issues I had, you could pretty much say that like my entire day was pretty much gonna like fall through from here. Now I think one of my friends, Jordan, my boy Fat Ass, he pulls up on me and like he asks me if I'm good. I don't know how I look when I look at him, because I'm so like mentally and physically fucked up to where like it was probably where it didn't look like I was walking straight. He obviously asked if I'm alright, and I'm obviously replying back saying that I'm fucked up to Yoda's core. I don't have any control of my movement whatsoever, right? I don't know why I didn't decide to go to the restroom. I end up having to go to my third period. There are 2 restrooms that are like close by, downstairs and upstairs. I guess my first intent was to use the restroom upstairs because that's where my third period class was. The moment as like I'm walking through the steps, right? Because you guys gotta hear me out. It started off me being uncomfortable walking straight, right? And then it was me being uncomfortable standing up. Then it was me uncomfortable sitting down. Now I'm out here walking through steps, right? Mind you, I've never been this high walking through like high school stairs, right? And I think it was like at least like 10 steps. There's like 10 layers of stairs, and then you like turn, and then there's like another like half layer of stairs and all that. You guys know like high school, or like regular high school stairs are built. By the time I got to like the second part of the stairs, and I think I was on like the right side or either the left side, I can't remember. By the time I like hold my hand through the bar, I'm kind of like stopping myself from like walking, because it felt like I literally could not even move, let alone breathe anymore, right? I guess you can say that I was kind of trying to catch my breath, seeing how like I was walking through those steps, right? And like I had no control of my breathing while walking straight. The fact that I was walking through steps and I had all those issues before, it resulted to me throwing up, right? Mind you, I'm literally throwing up for like, I think this was like 30 seconds. It would be like a 6-second throw up, a pause, and then it would just keep going, right? As I'm throwing up, I'm pretty much just sitting down, right? I did throw up while sitting down, and one of my science teachers pretty much was upstairs, and she saw that I threw up, right? She obviously asked if I'm okay. I kind of couldn't respond. I think I did. When I threw up, I was kind of like in a stuck phase where I didn't know what was going on, right? But I knew that like this was the first time, like, I guess you could say this was the first time I ever got caught lacking. I'm literally just laying flat and I'm just like, damn, bro, I can't believe I did this shit, bro. Like, literally my entire like ego just shuts the fuck down, bro. You can say that like this was one of the most craziest things, but when I think about it, bro, I can't like imagine how embarrassed I was, bro, by like literally throwing up, and like I'm literally sitting down. I don't think I was able to get up. I could not get up by myself. My body is completely just stuck to the floor after throwing up. I don't know how people's body feels when like they get the feeling of them throwing up and they do throw up. It wasn't like the first big high that I got, but it was the first physical bad high that I wasn't able to, like, you know, absorb through. The fact that I had that issue, I had to get walked to the nurse, and I actually know who the nurse's son is. This man plays for my football team. Shout out my nigga Big Ounce and his mother for taking care of me, you feel me? So I think she kind of figured what the issue was, because she asked me what was wrong with me, and I wasn't able to really talk to her, to be honest with you. Like, my eyes were kind of closed, but at the same time it just looked like I got knocked out, or like it kind of looked like I got ran over, right? And my body was just feeling off, and then I just threw up. That's what it basically looked like. But they all knew that I greened out, right? And the reason why I say that is because when I went into the nurse's office, she gave me like these Cheetos or something like that, right? Mind you, I just ate Cheez-Its. So the moment I saw them bitches, bro, I literally just closed my eyes, gang. And I don't know what happened from there. It was whether I had either called my auntie. This was the time where my mother actually was going somewhere with someone around this time. So she was overseas and I wasn't able to call her. Mind you, I'm like a sophomore. I didn't have my own car yet. So likewise, and I already told you a story when like I came from the bus and all that shit. So now obviously I can't remember the stuff that I told my auntie. I just told her to pull up right now. I need to get the fuck out of here. She picks me up and I'm in the office around that time, and I'm literally like laying back because you know front office seats are so comfortable. I'm literally just laying back and my head's just up in the air waiting for like my auntie to come. The moment she comes, I'm just looking at her like this as she walks through, bro. And I think she already knew what the issue was. Why? Mind you, right? This all went down before Thanksgiving break, right? Not only did she tell my mother, well, I think she only did tell my mother that I greened out, right? When I got home, literally, I had no function of wanting to do anything. I'm literally just on my bed. I don't even know if I was on my phone or not, but I literally had to close my eyes and just lay however comfortable I felt, bro, and just find out when the high was gonna wear off, bro. So literally, I'll tell you this: when you have one of those highs where you have no sense of control physically and mentally, even when you're in a public place, you're always going to need to find someone. And I would take this as my advice: make sure, bro, you have someone checking up on you, bro, when you know you're not feeling right on some real shit. Because I felt like if I had texted, well, I don't know, to be honest with you, and to keep it real, it was my choice to hit that shit. I couldn't choose not to do it in the morning, but I chose to do it anyway. So Negro Dr. Seuss can vibe in classes. You feel me? When I think about it too, that entire week was so crazy. The day after I had ended up having that high, right? It was literally a whole protest that went down in our high school. I kid you not. Apparently, some guy had pretty much harassed one of the students who I actually know. She was in my class back in middle school, but it was to the point where police officers came, people got pepper sprayed. They had ended school like really early. Like it was really bad. And I think we had like a whole bunch of like news programs pull up. This was like the most craziest, most funniest experience I ever had. Because you got to think about it, right? The fact that I literally greened out yesterday and the protest happens the next day, you literally can't make up how lit that entire week was for me. But I advise a lot of people to not do like the type of shit that like I speak on. Either you're going to learn something from it or you're gonna regret it throughout the rest of your life. Now, I can consider both of those options, right? Ever since I had that high, it kind of took me a while to get back to wanting to smoke. I ain't gonna lie, I never smoked like during Christmas break because never knew how to hit up the plugs back then. When I came back to school, that's when I had, like, you know, second semester and all that shit. I had pretty much got back with Gavin and we were just getting fried before classes from there, you feel me? So yeah, Negro Dr. Seuss did get back on the gas, you know what I'm saying, throughout the time being, knowing how I forgot that this actually happened really comes to the point where I end up doing a lot of like random crazy shit in my life. And the fact that I was able to remember all of this going down, you niggas now know that Negro Dr. Seuss literally rained out on stairs in his own fucking high school. It kind of sucks though that like I don't have any proof to show that this actually happened, to be honest with you. And I told you guys this before. I literally took like a camera roll picture of me like being so fucked up because I wanted to see like how fucked up I looked, and I did look fucked up. Like my eyes did not look like the top of high. Like it looked like I was done crying, as if that's kind of what it looked like. Because my eyes are like a little bit puffy like this, and like my head was like this the entire time. You can literally tell like how uncomfortable I felt. But if anything, I ain't never gonna put any regrets on anything that I did, because after all that went down, Negro Dr. Seuss was literally cooperating with the gas before and after and during every classroom. And not to mention too, we literally had to get metal detectors, right? At times, in reality, sometimes those bitches don't work, right? But hey, nigga ain't in high school no more, so if I just exposed all y'all motherfuckers, well, may God be with you, man. Now, that is the end of this closet story, right? I'm gonna give advice to a lot of you people, bro. Be careful with what you take, right? Especially when you're doing it on like a regular basis. It's going to result to somewhat of issues, right? As I'm able to like make friends from, you know, doing all of this shit, it came to the point where I actually see people get affected in a bad way, right? And I'm speaking from hidden disposables, you feel me? But other than that, I hope you people enjoy this closet story. And Negro Dr. Seuss will see you on the next upload. Big 4-3, get on your knees, go to sleep.